And so I thought about the sacrifices that's named in or given in the Bible. As far as we're concerned, First Peter says, "Ye also as lively stones are built up in spiritual house, a holy priesthood, to offer up spiritual sacrifices acceptable unto God by Jesus Christ." So there's 7 sacrifices that's mentioned in the Bible that we are admonished to give forth to God. And the first is thankfulness that I want to sing about this morning. Thankfulness, hymn number 11. Good morning to each of you. Will you open the Word of God this morning to Psalm 1 and verse 1? Will be our text for this evening's devotional. Here the word of the living and the true God reads, "Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful." We are told here that blessed or happy, as this word is also rendered, is the man that does not do these very things. He does not walk in the counsel of the wicked, as your marginal reading may read. For this word ungodly is also rendered wicked. He does not do what the wicked tell him to do. He does not follow their advice. We see this often playing out in our world, that society says one thing, as often society does, our ungodly society, and the Word of God says the very opposite. This man, this one who would be happy in the will of the Lord, in the presence of the Lord, does not follow the multitude to do evil. As we're also told, this is something that is very difficult for the Christian to do. The natural man wants to be accepted by those around him. The natural man wants to please those that are around him, but we must understand that that is not always the will of the Lord. Nor standeth in the way of sinners. He does not follow, he doesn't do what those that are characterized by their sinful behavior do. He does not behave a certain way just because it is cool, or just because, well, that's the way my friends behave, or that's the way those around me are behaving. He does not stand in their way or stand in their behavior, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. He doesn't sit in those, as this word scornful would properly, the literal meaning of this word for scornful is properly to make mouths at, or to scoff. Psh, you believe that? Psh, that's nonsense. That's a word written by Bronze Age peasants. I can't believe that you believe what that says. He doesn't have anything to do with that. He doesn't sit in that seat of the scornful. He does not have fellowship with those. Now, that doesn't mean he doesn't speak with them, because that means we would have to go out of the world, because the scornful are everywhere. But in contrast, he doesn't do these things. The one that would be happy in the Lord does not do these things, but what does he do? Verse 2, but his delight is in the law of the Lord. He delights in the law of God after the inward man, just as Paul points out. Our natural man does not delight in the law of God, but our new man, our inner man, he does delight in the law of the Lord. And in his law doth he meditate day and night. He doesn't do these things, but he does do these things. The word of the Lord does tell us to not forsake the assembling together of ourselves. And I understand this may be somewhat preaching to the choir, that we are all gathered on the Lord's Day. But this is one of the reasons that the Lord instituted the local church, that we would understand not to walk in the counsel of the ungodly, nor stand in the way of sinners, nor sit in the seat of the scornful, but that we would be gathered together with those that have a like mind, that those that delight in the law of the Lord, those that seek to meditate in it day and night. Read with me, if you will, this Psalm 1, beginning at verse 1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful, but his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water. That's where a tree wants to be. That bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper, because he's doing the will of God. The ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. Just as we would not seek to stand or sit or walk in their ways, they will not be able to do the same in ours. For the Lord knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. May we stand before our great God this morning for prayer. Our Father and our God, we thank you